Wasn't thinking about even moving out of the location because I was just so busy with the academy, busy with my clients, busy with things outside of Browsing Company, my personal life, that it totally just exited my mind that, I did this complete $60,000 redesign on a location that I wasn't even sure that I was going to be at. Welcome to the Brows & Co. Show, your backstage pass to the world of brows, beauty, and business. I'm your host, Kechia Taylor, and I'm thrilled to have you with us for this weekly episode. Get ready to immerse yourself in the fascinating world of beauty trends, brow secrets, and the ins and outs of the beauty industry. Whether you're a beauty enthusiast, a business owner, or just curious about what goes on behind the scenes, you're in for a treat. So without further ado, let's explore the magic that happens when beauty meets business on the Brows & Co. Show. Welcome to the Brows & Co. Show. I'm Kechia Taylor, CEO and franchisor of Brows & Company and your host of the Brows & Co. Show. Today's episode is a little bit out of the norm, but I just want to keep you updated. You've been tuning in for my podcast for the last couple of months. You know me now. You know about Brows & Company. And I just wanted to use this podcast as a way to stay connected with me and what's going on with Brows & Company. I definitely want to get into this episode. I have some exciting news today. And depending on when you're listening to this episode, I'm moving. So I don't know when I'm releasing this. I'm in the process of moving. When you get this episode, when it hits to Apple or YouTube or Spotify, I probably have already moved. And so I want to get into the reasons why I moved and what you should be looking out for when you come to our new location. I'm just ecstatic. I'm excited. I'm sad because I'm leaving my current location. I've been at the Hanover, Maryland location for 6 years. And when I originally got this location, it was for Brows & Company Microblading Academy. You know that I have evolved over the years. I started out in a studio in Silver Spring, Maryland, and I started out all by myself as a solopreneur. As my business grew, I took on more employees, more artists, more students, more everything. And so I had to get a bigger location. So the location that I currently had at the time was 2,800 square feet. And I got that location for the academy purposes only, to house the academy, because at that time I was teaching microblading out of the Aloft Hotel, which was right next door. I did for about 1 year. So teaching at the Aloft Hotel every weekend, okay, every Saturday and Sunday at that time. And that was so long ago. It was about 7 years ago. During that time, microblading class was only 2 days. Can you guys believe it? 7 years ago, my microblading training was only 2 days. And when I trained out of the Aloft Hotel on Saturday and Sunday every weekend for 1 whole year, I was doing a couple of things in the process. I was testing out the location, seeing if the location was good for students in the DMV area to attend my training. We were in the middle of Baltimore. It took about 20 minutes, and maybe DC 30 minutes, and all other parts of Maryland, maybe 30 to 45 minutes, depending on what county you actually lived in. So all in all, we was about, let's say, 30 minutes to an hour away from anywhere in Maryland, DC, and Northern Virginia. When I was teaching at the Aloft, it really gave me insight about where my clientele was coming from. And because I did that for 1 whole year, I knew that Hanover, Maryland was the location that I wanted to establish myself in. I waited until an empty space became available at the strip mall that I'm currently at or currently leaving. And once the location was available, I signed the lease, got into the location. I signed a 5-year lease and did 6 years. So I was 1 year pretty much overdue. But at the time when I had signed the lease, this location was perfect for me. It was perfect for my students. Eventually, I did close down the studio in Silver Spring and rerouted all my clients here at the Hanover location. Some was disappointed. A lot of people were happier because they lived closer. Some lived in Baltimore, some lived in DC, Virginia. We retained, I would say, about 95% of our clientele, which was amazing. I'm glad that everyone chose to stay in there and rock with Browsing Company for the duration. I enjoyed every minute at this location. I have some bittersweet moments. Put so many artists out here to work. Many of my graduates went on to open their own studios, their own businesses. Some employees, they've grown at Browsing Company and then they grown to open up their own businesses. I'm a proud parent of Browsing Company and a proud owner and CEO, and I'm happy what we did in the area. But now, after 6 years into my lease, and I was like last year, when we hit 5 years, it was like, okay, are you going to re-sign the lease or are you going to go month to month? I decided to go month to month. I didn't want to re-sign the lease. So a couple of reasons why I didn't want to re-sign the lease is because if you know anything about commercial real estate, you know that it's like a 2 to 3% escalation on top of the rent year after year. I started off with paying $5,000 per month in rent, and that was already high, but I didn't care about that. I was just in a good location. It was good parking. It was very safe for my clients. We were across the street from Arundel Mills. I happily agreed to pay that. It was no problem, especially for 2,800 square feet. Year after year, the rent was going up. And once I got to 5 years, the rent had increased. I had to make a decision whether I was going to stay at this location or just cut my losses and move on. All of you who stuck with Browsing Company know that last year, I wasn't even thinking, right? I did a complete redesign of Browsing Company. I put a lot of money into this building and redesigning my location so that it can be more client focused, more customer focused. When people came in the door, they felt special. They felt invited. They felt warm and welcomed. I didn't have no problem investing that kind of money into a space that I like. But I wasn't thinking about the years that I had left, which was 0 pretty much. And I wasn't thinking about even moving out of the location because I was just so busy with the academy, busy with my clients, busy with things outside of Browsing Company, my personal life, that it totally just exited my mind that, I did this complete $60,000 redesign on a location that I wasn't even sure that I was going to be at. That was one reason why I just went month to month once my lease was up. I don't want to stay at this location and pay $8,000 a month. It's really not worth that to me. So if I'm going to pay $8,000 a month, I should be in McLean or Potomac or somewhere like that. And I don't even think their rent is $8,000 a month. For me to get in on a better commercial deal, I had to leave this location. I had to leave Hanover, Maryland, and stay in Anne Arundel County because I've always been in Anne Arundel County. I like my clientele in Anne Arundel County. There's not that much traffic here in Anne Arundel County, and you can hit it from 295. You can hit it from 30 to 175. You can get on 50 and hit 3 or 301. So it's easy as well to navigate in Anne Arundel County. And if you're in one of the neighboring counties like PG or Baltimore City or Baltimore County, then it's really easy to get to if you know your way. So the deal was I find something that was in Anne Arundel County, but still easy for my clients and students to get to. I'll reveal this location on the next episode. I just wanted to talk to you about why I chose to leave. A lot changes after 6 years in business. I grew as a business owner. You think you know it all, but you never do. I still don't. I'm still learning a lot about business. Although I've been in business for over 20 years, I'm still learning something new every single day. I'm always a student. I mastered my craft, yes, but I'm always a student and I'm always learning new things all the times, new advancements, what I can do to be a better business owner and what I can do to enhance my graduate lives, my student lives, and most of all, the people who rock with me all these years is my client lives. When I rebuilt this location, I just kind of redesigned it, right? Put in new things, put in new colors, made it more warmer for people, but I didn't factor in some of the things I know I should have factored in. And it's not something that you would think about. It's something that I would think about. I am from a spa background. That's where I originally started, as owning salons and spas. I always love the client experience part. And although we have a great client experience here at the Hanover location, I wanted more for my clients. I want my clients to feel like they're coming to get permanent makeup, but they're coming to get permanent makeup in a spa. That is the route that I wanted to go in for some time now. I've been seeking a location for about 9 months now. 9 months. And for those of you guys, and I'm not talking about salon studio or salon suites. I'm talking about if you want a full-blown commercial location and you want a good one, right? At a good shopping center, you want visibility and all of that stuff. You're going to have to go through some stuff, okay? So it took me 9 months to basically solidify everything, going back and forth with negotiations, getting the LOI back and forth, the lease, getting it to the attorney, making notes, coming back with different things. Because this time, I wasn't about to be putting $60,000 plus into a build out and not going to be there for a while. I learned my lesson not to jump out there like that. It is what it is. But that's what I was more focused on when I decided to get another location. The location is very, very nice, okay? It's very luxurious, very high end, and I can bring my spa background back into the mix. Sometimes with permanent makeup, we forget that it's a beautiful experience and we want you to feel beautiful and relaxed and just have that overall experience like you would if you was going to a day spa. Look out for that. Another reason is students, my graduates. This location in Hanover was built for students in mind because I didn't plan on doing services here. It was all about the academy. After the pandemic, I increased my 2-3 day, even 10-day class that I pretty much went through the years iterating and redoing and refocusing and sometimes even deciding if I really wanted to do it again. Like if I really want to teach, if I really want to educate in person. And so I decided not to educate in person anymore. The pandemic changed a lot, just like a lot of you may work remotely now and don't want to go back to the office. Well, I felt the same way. I didn't want to do classes every weekend in person anymore. My full academy went online. As of last year, it went online completely. Instead of doing a 10-day hybrid class, we do the 12-week microblading training online, and then the students come in to do their practicals. You still get the hybrid feel. You still get days that you come in, days that you shadow, and you do your one-on-one practical with us in the studio. Since my whole location was built around the academy, I'm like, okay, the academy is completely online now. So now I can focus on other things in the industry. And so for those of you who, feel like you can't learn online, you can, just like you probably never thought that you can do your job remotely. You can learn the full program online. It's so good. And I'm glad that I changed it from 10 days to 12 weeks, because you guys really need that hand holding and that personal one-on-one and that coaching mix into the class. I'm glad that I get to operate like that, and I'm glad that I get to touch many women around the world. I'm just not limited to teaching inside of my studio, but I have students everywhere in the world, and I'm proud of that. And if it wasn't for going online, I would never be able to touch people in other countries. Thank you for supporting me through that journey and recognizing that online class experience can be just as good too. That's another reason why I don't have this in-person academy anymore. I don't need this location, whereas because it's 2,800 square feet, 2,000 square footage was dedicated strictly for the academy, and 800 square foot was dedicated to the clients. Now it's a flip, so more of the square footage would be dedicated to clients and other beauty services other than permanent makeup. That's another treat. We'll be offering different beauty services so that you can come and get your whole 360 view of beauty. I'm excited about that. And I hope you are excited about that too. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel so good that I don't have to send you somewhere to get this done or get that done, and you just here for permanent makeup. We want to be your whole beauty source. We want to be there for your skin, there for your lashes, there for your permanent makeup and your total beauty experience, because that's what Brows & Company is all about. That has been my vision for permanent makeup, was just a part of it. But if you've been with me since the beginning, you know that I've been into spa and aesthetics for pretty much the duration of my beauty experience. I just wanted to tap on that and just let you know that we're moving, or we're moved, that we're all done with the Hanover location. And it's a bittersweet moment. I loved it at the Hanover location. It was so many great things that came from this location. But trust and believe at the new location, it's going to be so much more. It's going to be that experience that I've been longing for. I love a great experience. I love to be pampered. I love to feel beautiful. I love my clients to feel the way that I feel. And so all of that is going to be incorporated into that new location. That is the update with Brows & Company, and I look forward to servicing you at the new location, and I look forward to changing your beauty routines and enhancing your lives and giving you the confidence to move forward, whether it's in business or beauty or just total overall life experiences. Thank you for tuning in this episode. As always, you can stay updated via the website www.browsandcompany.com. You can always give us a call. The number is located on the website. If you have any questions, you can book your consultation. You can register for our online training class. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.